In- Okay, so let's go. Let's see another one real quick. Where are you joining from? What do you currently do? Also share something fun or unique about yourself. Just tell us a bit about yourself, where you're from, a little bit about you. Just let's see what the background is. Lagos in the house. Thank you, Aroe. Thank you, New York, Toronto. Share something about yourself that we can, leverage. Atlanta project manager, currently working in physical security. Love it. Thank you, Stacy. Stace, thank you. Houston in the house. Maine in the house. Wesley Chapel. Awesome. Self-employed. Love it. All right, let's see. IT auditor, Tennessee, risk assessment, PM looking for a job, Washington, infotech. I love it here. Thank you. Los Angeles, consultant, healthcare IT consultant, US military, searching for a job, Florida, self-employed. Love it. Okay, let's see. What do you hope to get out of FFIEC in one day program? What do you hope to get out of it? You know, no pressure. More pressure on me now, right? ServiceNow consultant, retired SAP functional consultant. Oh, that was my field for a while. Love it. IT field engineer, beauty entrepreneur, hoping to break into tech. Love it. Love it, Shewa. August, Augustown, Maryland. Auditor from the greatest city in the world. Taufik, I love you, man. You always, I love that. You are so. We should make you mayor of New York, really. You don't play games. I love it the way you brag about your city. Love it. All right, Big D, the biggest and the best city in the world. Go Dallas. Let's go. Consulting and auditing, vendor risk management. Oh, my location is on Greenwich Meridian. Okay. All right, love it. Okay, Minnesota in the house. Ooh, love you, my Minnesota folks. Pretty cold out there, though. Ghana for real. Let's go. Ghana in the house. Thank you, thank you. Shout outs. Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, when are we going to promote Super Eagles? Well, let's qualify for some of those games. Definitely will promote Super Eagles too. All right, let's see. Learn new stuff, become a risk analyst, knowledge. GRC, love it. Super knowledgeable, more knowledge, love it. And I'll tell you the truth, man. Even with my experience, it's always every opportunity to learn and to synergize with others. It's just growth for me too. So it's a community of knowledge and learning, really. Always learning. That's what we do here. If you had a magic wand to make one professional dream come true, what would that be for you? I don't know your story one on one, but I know all of us have a story. But if you had a wand, one thing I know for sure, dreams do come true. So I know that for a fact. And a lot of us, our dreams have come true in the past. Sometimes you look back and you're surprised where you are, right? So dreams do come true. So whatever your dream is, why not you? I mean, yeah, there's no reason why not you. You know, you might have been hiding those dreams for a while. Let us dust it out. It's time. Yeah, it's time. I don't know about you. Sometimes when you look at the mirror, you realize some years ago you didn't have white beard, so you didn't have anything, and suddenly you have white beard. So you look and say, then when? If not now. So I challenge you. Let's go. Why not you? Why not now? Let's go. Our goal is to push you. Whatever your dreams are, also go for it. Push hard, and we are rooting for you. We are rooting for you. There are a community of people rooting for your success too. That's what we do here. Thank you. Let's see. CISO of a Fortune 10. Why not? Become a top CEO. Love it. Free healthcare. Get a good job. Amazing job. Help one to grow. Love it. A YouTuber, a millionaire. Why not? Earn six figure. Get a remote job. PC analyst. Land a GRC job. Financial independent. Actualize my dream. Musician celebrity. Why not? Graduate in cyber. Being happy. Business and consulting. Well grounded. Tech consultant. Real estate investor. C executive. Everything here, I personally believe it's if we believe it, it's doable. So go for it. We'll support each other, whatever your dreams are. We're rooting for each other. Let's go. Love it. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Awesome. All right, good. Awesome. All right, let's jump into the weeds real quick. And what I would like us to do is that, typically you'll notice for a few seconds, I'll stop us being able to chat. It's by design. It's your system is okay. Okay. So this is your time to just relax, grab margarita, chill, relax. Let me do some talking for the next few minutes. But before we do the talking, we like to typically share a video to kind of just get us into the mood of what this is all really about at the end of the day. Sometimes it's easy to forget, why do we do this cybersecurity whole thing? At the end of the day, these are lives, these are real life stories. So I'm going to share with us real quick, and I would pause the recording, then I'll bring back the recording later. And we do that because we want to make sure over time, right? So you can imagine, because of series of issues like this, the United States and North America mostly came up with some strategies and said, you know what, all the banking institution, a lot of financial institution came together and said, let us come up with some assessment mechanism to kind of give us some chance to have uniformity, consistency, so that we are not victims of these crimes. It's a big deal, right? So that's really the segue to our talking point today. So now let's jump into the details of what this FFIC is all about. So right now you'll notice you'll not be able to chat, and just grab your margarita, relax, and let me do the talking for the next 20 minutes. Then after that, we jump into the working sessions. We can have back and forth at that point in time. Then you don't want to miss the working session. Really, everything you see, the meat of it is the working session for us. We're going to do assessment together, and you guys will come up with some interesting data after the assessment, and just have fun. All right, let's go. Okay, so what exactly is the whole thing about FFIEC? Some of you might have seen it, Federal Financial Institution Examination Council, right? So really, it's really a formal interagency body. It was established in 1979. Prepare for that. That sounds like one of the quiz questions. I'll be sticking in some questions. Hopefully, some of you remember it. So it was formed in 1979, right? This is really focused on understanding a lot of things also around the cybersecurity element in general. When you do your self-assessment, then there are some guidance around the regulation also on cybersecurity assessment too. They call them CATOs, okay? And it's something that is widely used in the financial industry right now. So, who are the key players around FFIEC in general? You can imagine the Federal Reserve Board in the US, right? Office of the Controller of the Currency in the US, the FDIC, which all of us that are banking in the US would identify. They insure our money for, I think, 250K. So FDIC is involved. National Credit Union Administration is also involved for people that have credit union in the US. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is also heavily involved. Then your state licensing committee also. So this represents your banking institutions around different states across the United States. So every one of these guys and organization, the goal for them is that let's have consistency. So if somebody asks you what's the real objective of all this structure, is to have a uniform, consistent guideline or framework that we can all consistently use. Of course, you can implement stronger controls, but this is like your baseline control to make sure at the minimum we all have this effective within our organization. Now, FYI, every one of these documents is available for you. Just make sure you go and register, and you would have every information I'm sharing here, okay? So don't stress this. What are the core responsibility of FFIEC? Of course, they develop examination procedure also. They issue guidelines and handbooks for people to use. They promote consistency. Always use that word, consistency. Then they address emerging risk. If you don't mind, let's do something real quick, everybody. I will allow you to really chat real quick, everybody. As always, can we all type in consistency? If I ask you what is really the goal of all this FFIC, I need you to tell me that they promote consistency. Can we all type it real quick? I think you can type now. Consistency. At the end of the day, the goal is, look, if all these bodies are together, I don't know if you guys have seen in the past, folks that are in the national defense bodies or NSA, one of the challenges historically is that different bodies don't see each other. Homeland Security, DOD, FBI, CIA. in the past, even in the intelligent community, you realize that one of the gap has historically been organization not seeing each other, not feeding from each other's information. The same thing for FFIEC. We are saying we need consistency. If I ask you what's the core is the consistency of controls, really, to make sure that we are looking at the same thing. Now you can implement additional layer of security to make it stronger for you, but at the minimum baseline, we have certain guidelines we all look at together, right? So, okay, cool. All right, I would shut down the chat for a second again. But anytime I say anything that I know is like some big points, I'll quickly point them out and we type it real quick. Okay. All right, let's go. So again, some of those tools which you will use one of them today. People build different CAT tools for assessment. It helps identify inherent risk. You know, these are the risks that are there that we have the exposure based on our business activities. Anyway, it helps you to evaluate maturity. Now, let me tell you guys, let me throw this out there for everybody real quick. Let's think about it together. All of us use maturity model, whether we know it or not. We may not know it's a model, but if you go to visit your doctor or you take the kids to see the doctor for any reason, you will notice they will ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain level, right? You will know that if it is 1, 2, that's pretty good. It's not too bad. If it is at 6, 7, then your doctor is worried. If it's at 8, then the prescription is different. It's more, right? The same thing when we go to a restaurant or you go to, you visit a site or you visit a clinic, they will send you a survey and they will tell you on a scale of 1 to 5, what's our satisfaction rate, right? So we use surveys or models. It might be internal to other business line. The same thing in cyberspace. Tonight you'll see us use a model that will tell you that, you know, 0 or 1 is low, 2 is matured a little bit, 3. So you see those kind of maturity model. So most people use those model to kind of evaluate how things are looking in their business. Okay. Then you analyze the gap. What does that mean? If you tell me, if I ask you today, all of us here, I know some of you, I know what you're thinking. Oh man, I'm not 80. And I bet to disagree. Gone are the days any of us can say I'm not 80, really. I have the privilege of having my parents that are 80, close to 80, still alive. So we're thankful, right? Guess what? They use Uber and Lyft better than I do. They know how to use WhatsApp and Facebook, right? So my question is, in my wildest dream, I would not believe that, my parents could be savvy and stuff like that, right? But because the system has forced us to understand the ecosystem, they know when you get to a place, oh, can you put your network ID, so that I can browse the internet. All of us are doing that. The only difference is that scaling it in big organization, they would have more devices to protect. The risk is a little bit different, right? But anything you see as a big cyber need, don't go far. Stay home and tell me, how does this apply to me first? Because really, we are a small microcosm of the larger society. That's the truth, really. That's all. Whatever the risk is in your small ecosystem is the same thing for the larger organization. That's it, really. There's a reason I'm not going to expose my password. There's a reason I use multi-factor authentic. It's the same thing. So I always challenge people, don't stress it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, really. I can say that because even at the OT level, which was my space for many years, right? I used to be head of delivery of a global OT operation, right? And I'll tell you, even at OT level, OT means operation technology, like your refineries, your power grid, all those stuff, right? Even at that level, it's still the same thing. Backup is backup. Ensuring that my bulk system that pushes electricity out there has user ID and password is the same thing. So it's not going to be different. So when I say analyze the gap, if you tell me your home, you don't use password, you've not password your internet connection, then I know that that's a problem already, right? Because I'm thinking that, oh boy, I'm in trouble. We're in trouble right now because you're not using internet. So that's a gap. I don't need to tell you it's a gap that your, internet is open to the public. Your network is open to the public. So that's obvious, right? If I realize your internet is open to the public, for example, it means I have to have a plan to fix it. That brings us to things like, okay, how do we mitigate that risk? Can we type that word together if you don't mind? Mitigate. Can we all type that word? I know sometimes some of this word might sound fancy. There's no big deal. All I'm saying is that you saw a problem, go fix it. That's all. Right? Let's put it together. Let's say mitigate real quick if you don't mind. Don't overthink it. I'm just saying, okay, there's a problem. Dude, go fix it. That's it. And honestly, even in organization, some of us are professional already in this field. This is one of our biggest work. And let's be honest, it's easy to identify problem. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry knows the problem. The biggest problem is or challenge is okay. So what are we going to do about it? Don't tell me there's a if I, as a matter of fact, I know I have a problem. Don't tell me that it's not news. As a matter of fact, because of my problems, why I brought you in to come and help it, right? Fix it. So don't tell me there's a problem. That's not it's not valuable information. The value is telling me how do we fix it? You know? So your mindset is wired on, okay, we have a problem. What is the strategy to fix the problem? Okay, mitigation, resolution. I love it. That's the key word. Okay. All right, let's pause for a second again. you notice you can chat again. All right, let's move on a little bit more. All right, let's go. All right, what are the institutions covered by FFIEC? Like we said earlier on, commercial bank, credit union, fintech and service providers, anything that is bank, financials, it's covered by FFIEC, okay? What is the strategic benefit of FFIEC framework? In general terms, it gives us a better visibility into the level of risk we have in a business. It helps the different framework to align. Don't overthink it. Anything can be a framework. Don't overthink it. I can tell you, develop a framework for the best way to have an effective, happy day. Everybody on this call can develop something and tell me, okay, start your day by not looking at your phone. After that, take 10 minutes to just close your eyes and meditate. After that, maybe you exercise for another 20 minutes. I don't know your story, but anyone can come with a framework of a happy day. After that, pour into yourself motivational, inspiring words or music. Don't look at the news for the day, right? A recipe for having a happy day. Then start the day with positive affirmation. Today's the best day of my life. I'm excited. I'm the best ever, blah, 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 right? That is a framework for your own framework of a happy day. So any one of us can build multiple framework. Then we cannot compare notes and say, wait a minute, let us combine John's framework, Mary's framework, and consistently put it together somewhere, take all the benefit, things that both of them have in common, use it to build a consistent framework. So if you hear the framework, don't get lost and think it's some fancy thing. It's a code word for us in consulting to make it sound big. It's just guidelines, set of processes, best practices we've built together on the best way to implement certain things, right? So if you hear that word, don't get carried away. The honest truth is that people just sat down and built this together. That's all. I've been in some of those panels before for some organization that are building a similar framework. Many times you even build a proprietary framework for your own business so that you can market it to make more money from it. So don't get caught up with those big words. There's nothing there really. All right, reduce scrutiny. I love this part. Anytime you've used an existing framework that is common, I love this. It removes the radar from your back. Because what will happen is that guys like me in the past that we coming from consulting external side, and I realized you don't have your security control mapped to a framework, I would chew you because I know you would have a lot of problems already. But if you have your security control mapped to best practices already, it's a code word to say, shut up. Because honestly, I would have little to say because I know that you've mapped to the best framework out there or the best practice out there. So it makes people just shut up. You know what I mean? So that's the whole gist about it. Operational maturity, again, maturity is just saying some of us would be just like on this call. Some of you, if I'm to rate 1 to 5, Some of us will say, well, I'm new to IT. Somebody will say, well, I'm new also, but I did a IT class, maybe a two. Somebody will say, well, I was in an IT before, but I left it for a while, but now I'm getting back. Maybe I'm three. Somebody say, well, I'm in IT right now. I've done a lot of work. So maybe I four. So maturity level is different for every organization. So it's the same thing. You know, it's just maturity level of how you're doing based on the operation you're doing at that point in time. That's it. All right. So we'll just count through a few things out there. Inherent risk profile. This is talking about the level of risk based on the nature and scale of your business, really. So every business is different. The technology is different. Some businesses, the risk is so big because they are using AI bots to analyze data. Some are not using any internet operation on their environment because they are in manufacturing. They don't care about outside world. So their risk profile is not as bad as somebody that is fully automated. So if you are in a factory that is doing EV, I are using robotics, and I'm in a factory that has been using a equipment since 1950 that is not connected to network. You would agree with me the profile is different. The guy using the AI tool, even though they are more efficient, crunching data, the risk is bigger than somebody using 1950 equipment that they don't care about the internet or anything, but they're still productive. They might not be as efficient as your AI plant, but so the risk profile is different in those cases, right? Cybersecurity maturity, like we said again, these areas you'll see us do assessment in it in a bit. The risk management, threat intelligence, the security controls, incident management. Don't overthink it. All I'm saying is that how do we provide oversight for risk? How do we collect intelligence? What are the security controls we've implemented? Then what are external dependency management like third party risk, meaning external vendors working for us? Then how do we respond if there's an incident in our organization also? Again, we talk about some inherent risk profile out there. What are the technologies we deal with? All of us will agree AI is a big one out there today. Cloud security is a big one out there. Mobile technology is a big one out there also today. Delivery channel in the banking sector, we all agree online banking, mobile banking, ATM, call centers. Those are popular ones out there. Mobile product like digital wallet, bill pay, P2P transfer, fintech partnership. Those are big areas for consideration in the financial sector today. And these are just talking about basic inherent risk scale, the least, the minimal, moderate, significant, and most risk. So if I ask you right now, based on this profile, let me just throw this out there. Feel free to type real quick, everybody, if you don't mind. If I ask you, which of these has the minimal exposure to us as a business? Which of these categories has the minimal exposure to us? And feel free, you can chat. I think I've allowed you to chat. Which of these has the minimal exposure for us? Okay. Okay, which of these has some substantial exposure for us? Which of these has substantial exposure? Significant. Okay, got it. So you get the drift of it. If it's a big exposure, then we are taking significant and most. If it's minimal or least, then we know, okay, those are not as crazy as other ones. That's all. Okay, let's go. And you can see the different domains. Some of these domains we're going to work on in a bit, and we'll get there in a bit. You can see the maturity model here, some of the way it's designed, the different level, baseline, evolving, intermediate, advanced, innovative. And sometimes you see people use different level also. So you can see the baseline. We're talking about the fundamental practice that is used. Anytime we talk about baseline, for all of us in your mind, think of the foundation. At the minimum for everybody, I need you to say policy and procedure. Can we type that real quick if you don't mind? For everybody, if I ask you what are the baseline requirements for anything, I think all of us can agree. Before you even tell me there's a problem, you should tell me what is the policies and procedure you have, right? I mean, that's a foundation for anything, any environment really. The baseline is always going to be tell me your policies, your procedure, your guidelines, because that's the baseline. Before we even talk about anything, give me your baseline requirement. What's the policy and procedure? Because that's going to be what to guide me into every other aspect of what you do in your business, right? So that's a big one out there. Okay, cool. And these are just some, evolving, intermediate, advanced. Just take a look at those. I'm doing one, and I'll be quick on this one, right? We're talking about risk management and oversight. This covers things like governance. Anytime you hear the word governance for everybody, in your mind, I need you to think about the leadership and oversight. Can we type leadership and oversight real quick? Anytime somebody say governance in your mind, just say, no, this guy is thinking of, I mean, it's almost saying like government, really. Governance is really oversight, the leadership, the structure, the strategic objective of the business. But ultimately, the leadership, the oversight of your business is the big one. Risk management, yes, that is the big one out there too. How do we manage risk, measure it, mitigate it? Resources, how do we allocate resources, right? Overall, training and culture. Believe it or not, some of the biggest challenge in organization is something as simple as your security awareness and training and the culture of security in your organization. Any organization that you see that is very efficient, security begins from the gate. The person mounting the gate to the receptionist, they are very security conscious. Nobody's going to do piggyback backing, just coming in, using somebody's badge to get in because the culture of the environment is just so spot on that it would not allow such a thing. So the culture is a big deal for any organization also. Some risk management examples. For those of us that are in our cyber class, you would understand we do risk assessment. That's a full-fledged program itself. So feel free to join that class. We have one coming up on 26 also. Domain two, threat intelligence and collection. For everybody, don't overthink this. Everything begins with intelligence, right? So how do we collect intelligence? Before we are talking about mitigating risk, the risk that is coming, we have to have a culture of gathering intelligence. So there are tools to monitor and analyze the threat. This is a big deal. Then information sharing. In the financial sector, they constantly share information across the board, just with the regulators, with law enforcement, with industry peers, just to make sure that if there's certain trend, everybody can be aware of it. And this is just talking about some of those intelligent metrics in general. Cybersecurity controls, can we all type in PDC? Preventive, detective, and corrective. Everybody, real quick, can we type PDC? Anytime you see the controls, these are the three key categories: preventive, detective, and corrective. I mean, as the name implies, preventing access management. How do we make sure we prevent, you know, crime? Detective. Let me ask you, for example, if you have password setup. Is that preventive, detective, or corrective? Password, preventive. Thank you. Okay. What about if I have camera in my house? Camera. Love it. Detective. What about if I have cyber insurance? Cyber insurance. Corrective. Okay. Got it. Okay. Got it. Got it. Remember again, at that point, God forbid if a burglar comes to your home, the camera will not stop the burglar, right? It will just capture and detect. Okay. Somebody stole. The insurance you have is what's going to correct and replace the stolen materials, right? Ultimately, so that's why people must have cyber insurance, big organization, right? Because it's not a function of if, it's when. It's going to happen to everybody. It's already happening anyway. So another one is external dependency management. Mostly when you hear this in your mind, always think of third party. Can we all type third party real quick? Third party. And for those of us in our cyber program, this is a big one. You'll see all of us do. We have a third party program. Third party, that's big one. Okay. Third party. And this is really the reason you need to do consistent due diligence, understand the contractual implication with your customers, and continuously monitor those customers even afterwards. Okay. Okay. Um, this is also another very interesting one. Incident management and resilience. I like this comment by I believe the CEO of one of the biggest networking company. He said there are two types of company: those that have been attacked and those that have been attacked, but they are not aware they've been attacked. And I believe him. You know why? One of my clients some years back, for like 5 years, they had a trail of thing that was coming from a different country all over the world, Southeast Asia in this case, and they were not aware of it for 5 years. The log we used to analyze, we realized that there's been attempt to get into their network for the last 5 years that we saw, that we noticed for 5 years. So you can imagine for 5 years, we had all this data log. And the question we asked them was, do you have a location in this country? They said no. Okay. Do you have vendors maintaining your network from this location? Because sometimes if you have service accounts, vendors can log in with those service accounts to check things. They said no. So for 5 years, they were not aware, there's been multiple attempts at their network from this location, right? So the point I'm saying is that everybody's going to be attacked. It's just a function to know how do you make sure you're ready for those attacks all the time. Then how do you respond, right? And it's not just responding. You might have an incident response plan, but have you tested your plan too? Because it's not just having a plan. If it's not tested, then you can't identify gaps. So can we all type in incident response plan real quick, everybody? Just say incident response plan, everybody. In any meeting, you must ask them, do you have an incident response plan? If the answer is no, then it's a time bomb already, really, because you just can't, you won't survive. Because by the time you're trying to respond, it will be too late. You'll be really in big trouble if you don't have a plan. Um, the damage will be much. You know, you might survive it eventually, but you would have the damage. You will likely not recover from the damage. So you're not going to have a plan when there's a crisis. You have to have that plan ahead of time, right? Okay, so let's move on real quick. So now we're going to jump into the map. Now, one exciting thing, let me tell you guys real quick. Most framework I've seen in cybersecurity, if I add this for you, you hopefully it make you feel good too. Most framework I've seen in cyber was a spin-off from NIST framework. Can we all type NIST framework real quick? Most framework I've seen is a spin-off from NIST, CSF. Now there's one that was added, govern. I didn't add it here, so I have to change that too. But it's a spin-off from NIST, CSF. Most of the framework out there. Even you can build your own framework and just look at NIST and just come up with your own proprietary thing and just spin it to make it sound like it's proprietary to you, make it sound good, charge more for it. That's what people in consulting do, right? And you can do that too, but it's mostly spin off from NIST framework. All right, so you can see the mapping here. I intentionally mapped this so that you guys can see that, okay, NIST framework. So when we talk about some of these things in our assessment in a bit, you will notice that we mapped it already to NIST framework. So don't stress it, it's already mapped to NIST framework. So that's a good thing about it. All right, so I also just showed the mapping to ISO 27001. Don't stress it. If you're part of our class, you've probably heard of it before. If you've not heard of it, join our GRC class. Don't stress, it's not a big deal. All right. So I also added mapping it to CIS, another framework out there. So the good thing is that, FFIEC is financial, but they've kind of extracted meaningful security control in cyber from different angles to focus on financial industry. That's it, really. So let's take it again. Remember again, because it's for financial industry, it does not mean that they are not using NIST also. But remember, the key for the FFIC is the consistency, right? So they want to make sure there's consistency. That's why they kind of just let's have our consistency. So in case you missed it in other framework you're using, because we are consistent, we can rely on the fact that You've used the FFIEC and we feel comfortable about it. So that's the beautiful thing about it. Okay. All right. Let's another one here. And this is for your personal read. You can read this out. I would skip. I kept this so that you guys can read this up for yourself. At the end of the day, you guys will come up with a action plan today. Believe it or not, you guys will come up with some very interesting things. But these are the different areas in general: risk management, threat intelligence, the controls, third party, incident management. Those are the key areas in aggregate. Okay. And there's also plan of action and milestone. Today, we're going to come up with plan of action. And for those of us that don't know, within our program, we integrate AI a lot too, so that your work is more efficient. I'll send some prompt to make you more efficient so that once you're done with your assessment, the report for you would be very easy to kind of just, come up with. You're going to come up with a report tonight, believe it or not. So don't stress it. Okay. All right. Let's see. This is sample of plan of action, a readiness checklist in general, a good implementation strategy you can hold. Don't stress it tonight. You're coming up with a report, so don't worry. But this is for your personal read, okay? These are some use cases. I'll tell you one thing for everybody. The meat of any of our program, I'll tell you, are the use cases. Look at this example. If you're in an interview, you tell me, you know, um, one of our banks, we had limited IT staff and we've experienced phishing attempts and recognized the need to formalize our cybersecurity posture because of an upcoming state examination, meaning they're coming to audit us. We realized we didn't have a centralized framework. Remember again, the goal of FFIEC is to have a consistency centralized framework, right? So you can imagine these are the steps I took. This is an interview talking point. If you're asking me, oh, what do I say in an interview? This is your interview. Make sure you understand this, okay? Another use case here. I'm in a credit union, a $1.2 billion credit union. I have multiple assessments I'm working on: SOC 2, NIST CSF, PCI Cybersecurity efforts were redundant and lack clarity. Can you see we are back to the same comment? Consistency. We have multiple framework, but it's inconsistent. So I had to implement FFIEC to make it consistent. You can see the steps and the action taken. We map the existing control, which we're going to do tonight, identify the inconsistency, the maturity, and you came up with a report, which you will come up with tonight. You watch it in a bit, you'll be surprised what's going to happen in a bit, okay? But these are your interview points. Everybody on this call, okay? The use cases you see in here are your interview. All right, look at this one also. This is a fintech for a mobile payment startup. They sought a banking as a service partnership and needed to demonstrate control maturity to regulators and investors. So again, they have high exposures to API. API is just integration. If you are using PayPal today, or you are using Stripe, or any of these payment gateway out there, they use API to connect. That's all it means. API is called Application Program Interface. It's just a way to connect. That's all. So Zoom uses API. If I'm using a calendar application and it allows me to click on Zoom from there, it's an API. It's calling the service from my side. That's all. Now, because it's calling a service, it also has potential risk, because what about if it is compromised? So that's why you might hear people say API, API, API. Don't stress it. It's just saying connectivity. That's all. Don't, if every one of the vendors you see today, I guarantee you they have some APIs that connect with some other third party. That's all. Can we all type API if you don't mind? If you are not an IT person, don't stress it. It's not a big deal. It's just a middleware. I like that. Who said that? Yeah, that's a middleware. That's all. Yeah, it's a middleware really. It's just a connector in between. That's all. Okay. But use cases are going to be like our big one. If you have an interview tomorrow and in the job description you see FFIEC, everybody make sure you just come back here. This use case PowerPoint towards the end, just go through it. This is your talking point, guaranteed. I mean, this is what you should talk about, and people will just feel comfortable. Okay. All right. So, what are the key success metrics for FFIEC implementation? Like any project, there must be executive buying or sponsorship. I mean, think about it. Leadership does not support any project. I don't see it surviving anyway. Clear ownership. Who owns it? Realistic maturity targets. Integrate with existing process. Then let's document it consistently, right? These are fair and reasonable ask in general. Okay. All right. Some common pitfall, of course, sometimes, people treat this as a checkbox exercise, which is not. Sometimes you overestimate your maturity. Sometimes you do your maturity without thinking of the risk. Then sometimes, very important, siloed implementation. We don't want that at all. We don't want it to be like, oh, we just do a little bit of it. No, it's not effective. Then neglecting ongoing reassessment. Sometimes, if you've done an assessment before, there's something we call assessment fatigue. It's very tricky. You could get tired of checking for risk. This the scary thing is this is real stuff. It's easy to think it's not going to happen to me. Last year, if you guys remember well, a lot of hospitals in the US were attacked crazy. They were shut down. A lot of those hospitals, some of you on this call are nurses that were part of it. Some of you are uh, technical assistants in the healthcare space, caregivers, care coordinators, and it was a nightmare. People started working manually. It was amazingly nightmare for a lot of people. So the reality is that it's easy to forget that this is real life stuff. Some surgeries were cancelled. Prescriptions could not be filled. X-rays, MRIs, and CT scans could not be done because of those cyber attack. So these are serious stuff. I mean, people were not paid. Doctors, nurses, physicians, I mean, everybody was not paid. They had to do manual processing of checks. Yeah, especially in the Midwest, last year it was a disaster all over the US, really. And I think even some places in Europe too. So it's a big deal. All right. So, but these are the key things. I will stop here and I'll jump into the meat of everything. So I'll show you all something. What we like to do is always we would start, you know, I will start it, then I'll push to everybody else. We will put us in a group. Now, let me tell you one thing, everybody. I challenge everybody on this call. Please, when we get to the group session, the biggest mistake you can do is to leave during the group session because this is the work. Everything else we've done to me is, yeah, good stuff, but this is the work. Let me share my screen. This is why you're here, to be honest. So don't leave now. This is the most, because sometimes when we do breakout session, people leave. Don't mess with this part. This is the most important part of it. So what we're going to do tonight is you can see this maturity assessment. In my case, I use an assessment called CMMI. It's a maturity assessment curve out there you can use. One means it's non-existent. Two means it's more matured. Three means it's doing baseline what it should be doing. So most people will be at three if things are working well. Four means it's not just working well, we can measure it. Five, many times it's a self-evolving process that there is a lot of QC around it and it's just very effective back and forth, right? And we're going to do a few together. You get the vibe. Some of my guys already know how this works. But let's look at the question here. We're going to focus on, if you notice there, we're going to focus on question to ask. Then we're going to go to question to ask. Then we go to business response. This is the response of the business here. So let me change this to so that you can get this focused. Questions to ask. You know what? I'll just keep it the way it was so that you guys will get a grasp of it. Question to ask, then business response, then you score what you think. Look at my question here. You tell me what I should score them. We're going to do 4 or 5 together. Then I'll put us in a group. Within your group, work together, debate it. Then you can have 1 or 2 people just present and talk about it real quick. Okay, let's go real quick. I'll show you. How does the board oversee and govern IT risk? This is under risk management. How often is IT risk discussed at the board meeting? Look at what they said. The board discusses risk quarterly with special session for emergent issues. What do you think we should score them here? Let's go. I want your comment. 1 to 5. What do you think we should score them? All right. Somebody said 4, 3, 4. Okay. And if I disagree with you, don't take it personal. This is what's going to happen because when you're in a meeting, it will be back and forth. Sometimes the key is tell me your rationale, tell me the risk and why you think, um, convince me with data points or with reasonable points to make me comfortable. That's what get me comfortable because I need to be able to defend it. If my manager or the leadership asks me, how did I come to this conclusion? I should be able to say, this is my rationale, right? That's the point. So in my case here, I would likely, the question says, how does the board oversee and govern IT risk? They said the board discusses IT risk quarterly. Okay, with special sessions for emergent issues. They also said, how often is IT discussed at board meetings, right? So because I didn't see a clear explanation, um, hmm, okay, I can do 3 or 4 actually. I can do 4 because I would assume this is the board meeting quarterly, and if there's an emergent risk, for example, COVID happened, and suddenly 100% working from home, from site became 90% working from home, we have to call a board meeting to say, how do we mitigate the risk of remote workforce? That's a fair thing, right? So those will be emerging threats. Okay, so, okay, let's go. All right, let's another one here real quick. How is threat intelligence gathered and integrated into your risk management? How are emerging threat treated? This guy said, threat intelligence is integrated real time with strategic reviews every 6 months to adapt to emerging threats. What do you guys think we should give them here? Let me see your take here. Okay. Wow. Okay. I see a lot of too late. Huh. Okay. Okay. I like that. Somebody said two because it's too late. You know, they said reviews every 6 months. That's the reason, right? So yeah, I can go with two too because if it should be something contemporaneous, real time. So I agree. I think that makes sense. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, let's another information system. Let's go to how is the information security program aligned with business objective? How often is it updated? They said information security is closely aligned with the business goals and reviewed biannually for adjustment. What do you guys think here? What do you guys think? Okay, I see a lot of 4, 3, 2. Now, again, it does not mean I'm right. I will just tell you my own thinking, right? So it doesn't mean I have the monopoly of telling you this is the answer. No, I don't. I can just tell you my thinking around it. The question is, how is the information security program aligned with business objective? How often is it updated? They said it's closely aligned with business goals and reviewed biannually for adjustment. So I think they are really doing what they should be doing. I can stand with 3 or 4. You know, I'll do 3 because I want to be conservative. If you give me 4, I will not fight it. Sometimes the 4 might be in real time. If there is a major change, the business would, in ad hoc, make changes. So there might be an ad hoc call to make a change, right? If I had seen that, then it will make me say 4 because I know it's proactive. For now, they're doing baseline what they should be doing. So I'll probably just go with 3. Okay. Now you can convince me and say this is your reason to make it 4. That's okay. But that's my own way of thinking of this. Okay, let's go to another. How are user accounts created, modified, and deactivated? Are user access rights reviewed periodically? They said user accounts are managed through automated systems with access rights reviewed annually or upon role change. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Okay, I can see why we would say 4, but I want to challenge us to think a little bit outside of the answer. Look at what it said. Our user access review periodically. So the management is great, automated. But if you tell me your access right is reviewed annually or upon role change, I would personally prefer at least your review should be quarterly. Access rights, access review, quarterly at least, you know, even if I don't do monthly. So I'll probably say quarterly. Because of that, I may just go three. Now I'm not saying what they're doing is not great, it's not good, but I'm just saying for me to get to a point I feel this is really, really, really above, I'll probably want it to be, I'll prefer quarterly. If it's monthly, it's a no-brainer, then it's a four. I'll say that makes sense. It's monthly, right? Every 30 days they review. Okay, fine. But if it's quarterly at least, so that's my thinking, okay? Now again, remember again, doesn't mean my thinking is right. I'm just saying my rationale is that's the way I'm kind of thinking about it at the moment, right? And you can come back with better point and say, well, what about this point? Maybe I missed that, and that's okay too, Sometimes I'll miss that part too, but that's the way I'm thinking about it at the moment. Okay, let's say another one. Is multi-factor authentication enforced for sensitive system? How is MFA enforced for remote access? Okay, let's see what they said. They said MFA is mandatory on all sensitive systems, including remote access, with strict compliance check. Okay, love it. Okay, what do you guys think there? Go ahead and give me your score. All right, I think I can do four there too. I think that's fair. Yeah, I can do four too. Okay, that's fair. We can do four there. All right, let's do two more before I give us make us do. Or we do three more, then we do breakout session. Okay, let's see another one. This is for data encryption. They said, how is data encryption managed? What standards are followed for encryption? Now they said, encryption practices follow industry standard with regular audits to ensure compliance and security. What do you guys think here? Okay. Okay, fair. Because yeah, I can do for that too. Because they actually said they follow industry standard. So my assumption is that if it's AES 256, that's what they're following at that point in time. So because of that, okay, that makes sense to me. Okay, let's another one. And again, it's okay to be skeptical of answers. Okay, so that's normal. All right, let's another one. How are security incident detected and responded to? How is incident response plan tested? They said incidents are detected through integrated security solution and responded to according to a tested incident response plan. What do you guys think here? Okay. Now, let me tell you one thing. Let me just warn you ahead of time. So, the reality is that some environments are more mature than each other, okay? Some environment you'll see they are like this. Some you would say, OMG, it's horrible. Especially if it's an environment that is the first time they're doing assessment, okay? So don't it's not unusual. So you might say an environment that the maturity is you're giving them one, one, two, one, one. It's okay because I'll give you an example. A publicly traded company acquired a subsidiary that is privately owned, right? This is the first time they are expected to be in compliance to any regulation. So the first 3 years is always going to be a disaster, right? Until they get to maturity. So it's normal. More matured environment, you'll notice they are better. You'll be seeing scores like this. Okay. So it's not uncommon. It's normal. Okay. So don't say, oh, why are they all passing? No. Some environment will be horrible because of the maturity level of the environment. You can tell from this environment that it's a more matured environment. Okay. So don't overthink it. All right, let's do another one. We'll do two more, then I'll let you guys do your thing. Don't spend too long on it, okay? All right, let's go. Let's go. How are vendors evaluated for security risk? What is the process for ongoing vendor monitoring? They said vendors are evaluated annually with continuous monitoring for security practices, ensuring ongoing compliance. What do you think here? Okay, I see. I see quite a number of two. Hmm. I would probably agree with some of us that went low because it was not clear enough. Now, they might come back and give us more clarity, right? You might follow up. But I may go with two with you guys and say, you know what, because they said, yeah, vendors are evaluated annually with monitoring for security practice, blah, blah. But I said, how are vendors evaluated for security risk? You know, are you guys evaluating them with, making sure they have SOC 2 reports? Or are you giving me, what is the process for vendor monitoring? Are you using a tool? Are you asking them to fill questionnaires? You didn't give me, um, you know, detailed information to get me to that point yet. Now they might tell me that, well, they have vendor audit report, blah blah blah. Then they can convince me, maybe, right? But for now, I want to put the pressure on them. So for me, I'll just keep it at two. So I can deal with that for now because of that reason. Okay. All right, let's go to another one. How is the cybersecurity assessment conducted? How are risks prioritized and mitigated? They said risk assessment are conducted biannually with immediate reviews if significant changes in threat landscape occurs. So what do you think we should do here? Some of my folks are brutal. You guys are not nice today. Ooh, you guys are a hard crowd. Okay, somebody said, what is this process called? We are doing assessment. So we are doing a gap assessment. That's what we're doing right now. So this is really, you're doing the assessment because what's going to happen is that you're doing a maturity assessment, you're ranking, you're checking. This is the assessment you're doing. Okay, this is the actual assessment. Okay, so because of that, let's give them. I think most of us. Let me see the score again. Most of us are 3 years, so let's go with 3 years. That's okay. I can deal with 3 years too. All right. So now we have. Let me see how many left. Not a lot, but I think it's. Let me do three more so that you guys just have not too many to do. Then I'll send you a prompt. Now you notice one thing, everybody. As we are filling the questionnaire, look at what's going on here. It is being filled here too, right? In each of these categories. You're going to copy and paste these categories with the prompt I'm going to provide to us in a bit, and we're going to pull and come up with a report with it at the end of the day, okay? So let's go back to this first tab. As you're scoring it, the system here is coming up with the ranking. You can tell here, right? Right now, they are averaging 3.22. And 3.22 out of 5 is reasonable right now, okay? Let's do two more, then you guys would continue it, and I'll let you guys do your working session real quick. And please, when you do the working session, you will notice a quick 10 seconds silence. Then you guys will be on your own. Start sharing your screen. Start, you know, having conversation and just complete the assessment. That's all. It's a very simple process, but make sure you do it. Then I'll send you the prompt in the WhatsApp group and in the chat here. Use the prompt to come up with your report. It's amazing what you guys will do in a bit. Okay, you'll see it's crazy. You'll be surprised that you've come up with some good reports. Okay, let's quickly do three more together. How is the institution monitoring cybersecurity threats? How are alerts addressed and remediated? They said continuous monitoring systems are in place with an established protocol for immediate remediation of alerts. What do you think we should give them here? I can do for here too because they have something going. That's good. All right, let's take another one. How often is the business continuity plan tested? Are backup regularly tested for recoverability? They said backup is tested annually with spontaneous drills to ensure backup systems are recoverable promptly. Let me see what you guys think here. Okay, I may have a little bit of difference here. This is where we come in and think and say, what line of business are we in? They said backup is tested annually. Is your business okay with yearly test or you prefer monthly or every quarter? That's a different conversation. So because of that ambiguity, I'll go with three. Okay, for now. Um, and if you put two, I can understand why, because you're saying you guys are testing just once a year. If I'm a bank, how do you tell me to just test once a year? I think for bank, maybe it will be more than once a year. I may go with two actually, guys. Sorry. And you guys can convince me to change it, but that's my thinking because it's a bank. Now I'm thinking you can't tell me you're just testing once a year, at least maybe every quarter or twice a year, because it's a delicate field. So that's my thinking, okay? And feel free, you can challenge it. That's okay. Let's another one. And this will be my final one that you guys will do the rest. What are the process for communication during a crisis? How are stakeholders informed of incidents? Let's see what you guys think here. Comprehensive crisis communication plans are in place, ensuring timely and clear communication with all stakeholders. What do you guys think here? Okay. Yeah, we can do four. All right. That's okay. Okay. Good. We can do four. Okay. All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to highlight the remaining maybe like six. It will be in yellow. This is the ones I want you to work on. Then once you're done, I need you to work on your report immediately, right? So let me share this document right now, and I need you to tell me you've received it in the regular group. This document, I'm going to send it to the internship group right now. And please just kindly tell me you received it. If you're in the internship group, let's find the internship group. Internship two. If you guys receive it, just do me a favor and just tell me received it. I'm going to send it right now. I just sent that document to you. Once you receive it, just give me a thumbs up. You got it. If you don't mind, please. I send it to that group right now. If you receive it, give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Bree. Do me a favor if you don't mind, please, quickly. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so what we're gonna do is please just start working on it together real quick. I'll put us in a group, and please don't leave now. It's one of the most delicate part of the whole thing. If you miss this, don't worry. Automatically, you'll be placed in a group. But for the WhatsApp group, um, I would, I'll send it to other groups. But I send the group to the WhatsApp for you to join now. So probably you didn't see it. Let me see. Okay. You know what? For now, do me a favor. Just let's focus on the class for now. Then after that, I'm creating six groups here, and I will let you guys just have fun. I'll put you in the group right now. It will be six group. Just start working. Then I'll send you guys a prompt to come up with the final report in the next 10 minutes. Okay. All right. Let's have fun. I'll start the group. Um, and let's go. I would rename you guys. I'll call it red team, orange, yellow, green, blue, and all right. So see you guys in a bit. All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for taking the time. I know for most of you, I know you, there's never enough time to wrap up project like this, but I want to make sure we stick to time also. And the final thing we're going to do tonight, everybody, is we're going to do a quiz and let's get a winner. Now, one thing I'm going to do so that we can all enjoy everybody's work, I'm going to open the group right now. If you don't mind, please upload the document right now. If you're in the cyber Skillweed internship group that we have, I'm going to open it for the next 5 minutes and I'll be monitoring it to make sure we don't have people spamming the mail. You guys will have access to go ahead and upload the document right now. So if you're one of the presenters, do me a favor, please. Go ahead and just upload the message right away, everybody. We'll do that for the next. Go ahead and start uploading the document real quick, everybody. The group is open. You can upload the document if you're in the internship group too. Go ahead and upload the document real quick if you don't mind, everybody. So upload the document you put together. Um, Bro Taufik, I saw your group. That was amazing. I saw what you guys were doing. If somebody wants to present that group, that would be awesome also. But the group is open right now. Just go ahead and upload the document. But before we wrap up, everybody, you will see a Kahoot I just created right now, real quick. And you guys feel free, join that Kahoot right now, everybody. Thank you. I see Bintu already uploaded document for us. Thank you. The Kahoot number is 287 70168. 287 sorry, 77016, I believe. Please go ahead and let's quickly do the Kahoot, everybody. This is the Kahoot, everybody. Let's go real quick, everybody. And we would have three winners. If you don't mind, put a name we can identify you with so that if you win the prize, we can know it's you that won the prize. And just let us know ahead of time. Ping me once if you are the winner, one of our winners in the prize, so that we can. And the way the quiz works, ladies and gentlemen, is this. You might answer the question right, but it's going to be the first people that answer the question that it's going to grade first. So let's give everybody another 30 seconds to quickly join. Everybody join, join. Why not? Win a gift for the family and just say, guys, ladies, my 2 hours was worth it. Get the miss or sir to grab some margarita with some, or buy something for your family. Why not? Hopefully, this was helpful, eventful. The document has been shared. Let's see. I think I've had two groups share already. Let's see how many groups I've shared. Feel free. I have, okay, awesome. Three groups already shared. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, excellent job. We'll give every other group 1 more minute and we'll close the chat. We don't open our chat because many times it's a distraction for a lot of people and it gets people mad and they just leave the group if you are just spamming them with different mistake messages. So, but download all those materials. Can you believe you guys created this tonight? This is crazy stuff, man. It's amazing, amazing, amazing job. Let's wait for other groups. If you can post your documents real quick, that would be awesome. Okay, let's start with the quiz real quick. Please participate in the quiz. What do you have to lose anyway? And you never know. Ha ha ha. You never know, really. You'll be surprised. It's not a big deal. All right, I want to be fair so that more people join before we start because if we start and you're not in it, you'll probably not have a chance to win. So let's quickly give more people time. Like final 15 seconds. We like to keep the time in our community, and worst case scenario, we spend 10 minutes extra and we try to bounce. We want to respect the time. We know you guys are sacrificing doing this tonight. All right, let's get started, everybody. All right, let's get started. Thank you. All right, let's go. Okay, let's do the top three winners. The first prize, $100. Second, $75. Third, $50. Why not? Let's go. When was FFIEC established? When was it established? Excellent. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Lynn is eating it right now. Candace right behind you. Let's go. All right. Which organization is not a member of FFIEC? World Bank, FDIC, NCUA, OCC. Which one is not a member of? Let me give you a clue. Remember, this is mostly United States business, right? Excellent. Awesome. Okay. Lean is, wow. Okay. Sarah is coming right behind. What is the primary purpose of the FFIEC? What is the primary purpose? Provide loan, promote uniform standard, manage bank investment, regulate interest. All right. All right. Excellent. Okay. Excellent. Let's go. All right. Let's see. Next one. Which component assesses cybersecurity maturity? For the recording of the class, for every one of us, you can always get this information on the learning management system. After tonight, we upload it there. So you need to go get the learning management system. Awesome. Let's go. Excellent. Oh man, Lynn is not playing games. Sarah is right behind. Ades crawling behind too. All right, somebody said, which domain focus on incident management? Excellent. Oh man. T-Pain is right behind now. What does the FFIC cat help institution to do? Identify gaps. Wow. This is a close race, folks. Love it. What is the common pitfall in FFIC implementation? Regular assessment, exec sponsorship, clear ownership, siloed implementation. What is the pitfall? Siloed implementation. That's true. Wow. No way. What? Oh, sorry, Lynn. Man, I didn't tip in from nowhere. That's amazing. Which framework aligns well with FFIC domains? There we go. Okay, Lynn is back to the constellation. Okay, let's go. What is the focus of external dependency management? Internal audit, incident response, employee training, vendor relationship. Thank you. Give us extra 5 minutes. We'll be out of here. Thank you for your patience. We will be out of here. Give us 5 minutes extra. Thank you. Vendor relationship. Thank you. Wow. And let's see. Final one. What is the key success factor for FFI's implementation? A, lean. Hold your head high. You are awesome. Man, oh man, you were awesome. That was consistent pressure there, all through. You held your head high, so that was awesome. But T-Pain, he had to be a pain, I guess. All right, good job. Okay, let's see the winner. Third prize, Esther in the house. Second prize, Ade in the house. And the winner, undisputed champion of the world, T-Pain. Okay, T-Pain, I think you probably rigged this whole thing, but hey, Lynn and Deborah, awesome job too. Thank you all. Excellent job, folks. Excellent job. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Somebody said I'm T-Pain. Now do me a favor, everyone. Somebody said no rigging. T-Pain, do me a favor. Um, Text me immediately and just let me know you're the winner. Ade, do me a favor, please text me and say you're the winner. Esther, do me a favor, text me. I need your email address for the three winners immediately. And that's why I asked you to use your real name. If not, there's no way I can verify you, right? Somebody said, I won't touch that. But amazing job, folks. You know, please, if I for the group, the only thing I want you to put there is kindly just follow the instruction if you don't mind. Only put the document we requested. Don't type anything else outside of what we asked. If not, we'll kick you out of our group, and that's just the way it works. So just let's respect the ground rules. So please just upload the documentation only, and if not, we'll lose sanity here, really. So just put the documentation. So go ahead and put the document. I think there's one person that didn't put their document. Just go ahead and put your document for your group so that more people can see those documents. Excellent job, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, one or two things you've learned from the process. And I'm going to send a few things to the group so that we can have access to some of the things we do within our community. We have tons of resources to help you to be successful. We have club for reading. We have a investment group for people that want to get into land investment to build legacy for family. So feel free to join those groups. I send them also in this session. And finally, before we wrap up, folks, so for those of you that are already asking me a lot of questions about the upcoming GRC program, that is very straightforward. Just go online to academy.skillweed.com and you can just go ahead and register. We will cover a lot of topics similar to this. We work in communities a lot. So this is the program here. Feel free. We kick off April 26th. And this is the program. You can feel free. There's payment plan option here. You can go ahead and do that also. But it's been a pleasure and a delight to be your instructor tonight. Feel free and join the other groups within our network. They help us to maximize opportunities for you also. And also feel free to follow us on LinkedIn. I'll send my personal LinkedIn for some of you that like to connect one-on-one. I'll send that LinkedIn to you all right now. Feel free to also just go ahead and connect with us on LinkedIn. So that's my LinkedIn page I just sent to us real quick. Make sure you follow me on LinkedIn too. We can connect on LinkedIn also. Let me send that to you all again. So you have access to that LinkedIn group. Feel free to join me there. Let's see. Somebody, Esther, text me your information one on one. Then for those of us that are asking about the reading club, let me send it to the larger group. I just send it to you all on the group right here, so you can see it there. Let me send it to the WhatsApp group also, so you can easily see the information. Also, let's send it to the WhatsApp group. Where's that group again? Feel free. It's on the WhatsApp group right now. Also, I would also send you the LinkedIn page. Feel free to follow us on LinkedIn also. And it's been a pleasure, folks. I look forward to seeing some of us on the class on April 26th. It's going to be an amazing session. This is just the tip of the iceberg. A lot of information in the upcoming class also. And like anything, always remember impossible is nothing. Reach out for your dream. Take advantage of this opportunity. And above all, I wish you Godspeed. Keep doing great things and enjoy the rest of your evening. We have our flagship song we always share with everybody. Before you go, enjoy this song. Believe it or not, it's one of our songs we develop in with AI in our AI and U class. There's always something going on that we always use to support our team. Be part of our ecosystem. Anything we do, the goal is designed for you. So enjoy this and God bless.
A flame ignites, a rhythm so vibrant. It sets minds alight. Skillweed Academy, where leaders are born. Embrace the tempo, let your dreams take storm. Rise up, leaders, let the beat guide your way. Unlock your potential, seize the day. From the dance floor to the boardroom, let your light shine, shine. Skillweed Academy, it's your time. Feel the drums pulsating, the energy so strong. Join the movement, where dreams belong. From Lagos to Nairobi, hear the call. Skillweed Academy, break down the walls. Rise up, leaders, let the beat guide your way. Unlock your potential, seize the day. From the dance floor to the boardroom, let your light shine, shine. Skillweed Academy, it's your time. Oh, 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 feel the drums pulsating, the energy so strong. Join the movement, where dreams belong. From Lagos to Nairobi, hear the call. Skillweed Academy, break down the walls. In the heart of Africa, a flame ignites, a rhythm so vibrant. It sets minds alight. Skillweed Academy, where leaders are born. Embrace the tempo, let your dreams take storm. Rise up, leaders, let the beat guide your way. Unlock your potential, seize the day. From the dance floor to the boardroom, let your light shine, shine. Unlock your potential, seize the day. From the dance floor to the boardroom, let your light shine, shine. Skillweed Academy, it's your time. Feel the drums pulsating, the energy so strong. Join the movement, where dreams belong.